Hi everybody, it's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path, and it is Christmas Eve. Yay! I hope you all have been good. I myself have been good, but I'm not expecting too much. My expectations are low. Anyway, it is also Tag Tuesday, and I was tagged by Millie and Marigold. And it's a Christmas tag. And so I decided that I was just going to jump in and go ahead and do it. I'm looking a bit bedraggled. It is, once again, very hot and okie dokie for this time of year. I think it's like 55 and it's raining. So it's super humid too. So that's the weather report. I like to give the weather report. I'm sorry. I'm such a nerd. Okay, I'm a vain little nerd too. Look at me messing with my hair. All right, here we go. Thank you, Millie and Marigold, for tagging me. I really appreciate it. All right, so tag number one, or the questions. Twinkling Lights, what is the most beautiful book you own? Well, I've got three. I have a lot of beautiful books, but the first one, and they're all on the floor here, so I may go out of camera, is Anne of Avonlea, and it's beautiful. It was a gift to someone in 1918. You see that? And look at this illustration here. There's only one illustration, but look. And I just think this is a beautiful book. It is so delicate. I have to be very careful with it when I put it in my bookcase and everything like that. But that's number one of my beautiful books. Number two, my beloved beautiful copy of Jane Eyre that has illustrations in it, has letters. It just gives you a little talk about some of the Bronte stuff. I'm covering my face. And I don't mean to. Let's see if I can find it. Look at this. Just the simple little added little bits of illustrations. It's just beautiful. And it's one of my all-time favorite editions of Jane Eyre. As we all know, I have more than one. And then I have a third book that I was given as a Christmas gift. It is a book, but it's a journal. Look at that, because I love to journal. Look at these sprayed edges. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't think I can record my thoughts in here because my thoughts are not pretty enough. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, bad news, everybody. Twitch is here. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Twitch has been disposed of. No, she's just been put in the other room. I will let her back in the kitchen when we finish our discussion. So those are my three most beautiful books. But were they? Because I have a lot of beautiful books. So I don't know. I mean, that's a tough question for me. All right, The Perfect Tree. Would you pay more to get the prettiest edition of a book? Yes. That's yes. I don't do well with my book spending money, in that, like, when I see something, I often buy from the cover. And yeah, I mean, if it's a beautiful edition of Jane Eyre, I'm gonna buy it. If it's a beautiful edition of Anne of Avonlea, I'm gonna buy it. I'm just gonna do that. So yes, I would pay more. Short answer to a long question. Make a Christmas book stack by color or theme. I did by color. So let me bend over here a moment and get my stack out. Okay. Here's my little Christmas tree. So I went red, green, red, green, red. And I'll show you what I've got on it starting from the top. This is Framley Parsonage by Trollope. And this is another beautiful book. So, you know, I have a lot of beautiful books, but this is a beautiful book. My father gave this to me. God rest his soul. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at those sprayed edges. Beautiful book. The next one I have is one of my all-time favorites, The Royal Road to Romance by, what was his first name? It's Halberton. I have to see what his first name was. I can't remember. Richard Halberton. And there he is in front of the Taj Mahal. And this book has one of the greatest openings of the whole world of bookish. The world of bookish. I just wanted to give you this one. May had come at last to Princeton. There was no mistaking it. The breeze rustling through our wide open dormitory windows brought in fresh odors of blossoming apple orchards and intangible sweetness of bursting tree and flower. I had not noticed the fragrance during the day, but now that night had come, it filled the air and permeated our study. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. Okay, the next one, I have another Anthony Trollope. This is Dr. Thorne. I don't actually remember what this is about. It's in Everyman's Library, again, gifted from my father. We had a Trollope thing. We read Trollope together, and it's a wonderful tradition that we had together. But Dr. Thorne, which I don't remember much about, but I'm sure I enjoyed it. Put that over here. My favorite Jane Austen, Northanger Abbey. And look, I even put a little book plate in there years ago. Probably ruined it. But whoever gets this, you know, when they have the garage sale when I'm dead and they're selling this for 25 cents, someone will at least remember my name. Ha ha. I hope they don't do that. I tease about my sons, but they would never do that with my beloved books. Or I would come back and haunt the blank out of them. Oop, dropped the last one. The last one I read is, of course, A Christmas Carol. It's in red. It's another one. This book belongs to Meg Purdue. And it is wonderful. Oh, Scrooge was a tight-fisted, clutching, covetous old sinner. Let's see if I can find a good illustration in here. La, 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 la. Christmas time is here again. Here they are. They're dividing up this is after he's dead. They're dividing up his worldly remains. And that's all that's left of them. That's the ghost of Christmas future has come to show him that. All right, so that was my Christmas tree book. And very appropriately, the base of my Christmas tree was A Christmas Carol. My Christmas tree book stack. Okay, moving on. Put that over there. What book makes you feel warm and cozy? This is the Crackling Fire prompt. And I'm going to say anything by Monica Ferris. Monica Ferris is a cozy mystery writer, and the main character in here, Betsy, owns a needlework shop. And you guys know how much I love needlework. And so these make me feel warm and cozy because there's often talk about the shop, and they're often in the shop and what they're doing and what they're working on and everything like that. And of course, it's a cozy mystery, so the stakes aren't very high and there's not a lot of violence and everything like that. So I would say anything by Monica Ferris. Okay, Knee-High Socks. What is the longest book you've ever read? Now, I went through, because I'm never going to lie to you guys, I went through my books and I've read Anna Karenina and I've read Villette, and both of those are very long. But years ago, and I'm talking years ago, I read, hold on, Bullfinch's Mythology cover to cover. It was over the summertime. Look, it has maps in it. Mark would love this because he loves a map. So, anyway, I read this whole thing, and yeah, this is the longest book I've ever read because it talks about. And we've got King Arthur and his knights. We have the Greek myths. We have the Scandinavian myths. We have the Phoenix, Pythagoras, Dido. What else is in here? Orlando, Legends of Charlemagne. Yeah. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Meg, you read little 50s Pulp Fiction stuff. And I do, and I'm not going to deny it. But I also read that, and I saw that on my shelf, and I'm like, I'm going to show them the longest book I ever read. That was the longest book I ever read. And did I enjoy it? Yes, I loved every minute of it. It was fantastic. It was hard to read holding up, because, I would get tired and go, ugh. And it would hit me in the face. But longest book I've ever read. What's the ugliest book you own? I have no ugly books. Don't look for them here. I have no ugly books. A book set in winter, or a book that gives you the chills and has dark themes. Aha! The Ghost Stories of Edith Wharton. Not only is there a wonderful ghost story in here based in winter. Let's see if I can find an illustration of it here. Based in winter, but these are some really great ghost stories. And one of my all-time favorite ghost stories is in there is Afterward. Afterward is just a masterpiece. And if you haven't read any Edith Wharton, and I went through an Edith Wharton phase where I read The House of Mirth, and I read, of course, The Age of Innocence, and then I got these ghost stories and everything like that. You really need to pick up some Edith Wharton. Try to do that in 2025. She's wonderful, Gilded Age. I highly recommend her. So, Ghost Stories of Edith Wharton. All right. For the rereaders out there, are there any books that feel like going home? Well, I'm going to have to pull them out again. Oh, I can't find it. What did I do with it? Oh, A Christmas Carol. I don't reread a lot, but I do read this at Christmas time. It does. It doesn't feel like Christmas until I've read A Christmas Carol. And that feels like a tradition of mine. And it feels like coming home again. So, those are my books. I hope you guys have a fantastic holiday. I hope that everything is merry and bright wherever you are. And once again, I know I'm vain. Let me try to get my hair a little bit less disgusting for you. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. I love you all. Leave me comments. You know how I love the comments. And I will check you later.